So last year, 2023, there was like 43 or 44 brand new release designer fragrances on the mainstream. I mean, there might have been other ones, but mainstream. And I picked up 34 or 35 full bottles, picked up like 4 decants, and then outside of that, there was a few that I missed out on. 2 of them I can't remember. CH Men Passion, I didn't get my nose on that one. And then this one, which thank you to Eddie, he sent me a decant of, and I have now worn it 4 times, and I can tell you guys all about it, and whether I like it or not, whether it's worth a pickup, if I should have got a bottle last year. It is Issey Miyake's L'Eau d'Issey pour Homme Vetiver. So that's what we're talking about, doing my full review of it today. So without further ado, let's get it. What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka FragranceDoud. Thank you guys so much for joining me for yet another fragrance full review, where we're going to be talking about a brand new release in 2023 that I just never got around to picking up. I almost did. I had it in my cart once, but then it was sold out and Joma Shop canceled it. So yeah, that kind of sucked. But before we get into it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Again, I'm on vacation, so I'll answer your comment when I get back on the 26th of February. These are just scheduled videos. With that said, again, we're doing my full review of Issey Miyake's L'Eau d'Issey Vetiver, which I was actually kind of surprised by this fragrance because I've tried out a bunch of vetiver fragrances before and I've liked a lot of them. Vetiver is a very good note. It could be woody, it could be watery, it could be dry and hay-like. There's a lot of different ways vetiver can come off. But with this one, I was surprised on what it smelled like. But before I tell you the comparisons here, which I did bring out the bottle of what it's compared to, I do want to give you the note breakdown. There's only 4 notes, so I'm just going to give you the main notes. They are Haitian vetiver, ginger, clary sage, and watery notes. It's aromatic and warm and spicy fragrance that has this watery nuance to it. But I can tell you, as soon as you spray this fragrance on, L'Eau d'Issey Vetiver, which is what I'm going to call it, even though it's L'Eau d'Issey pour Homme Vetiver, too much words. It smells like this. Dior Homme Sport 2021. Except for it's not as much pink pepper, which there is pink pepper in this. It's just the pink pepper is kind of just replaced by this watery notes and vetiver. And this is like, for the first at least like 20 minutes, it's super similar. And as soon as I sprayed it on, I contacted Eddie and I was like, that smells like Dior Homme Sport 2021. He was like, really? You think so? Then he contacted me like an hour later and was like, yeah, I sprayed them next to each other. You're kind of right about that. I was shocked by that because usually vetiver scents don't smell like that. But as it starts to dry, it does still have that in the background. But then it's kind of like if you mixed a watery, less spicy version of Dior Homme Sport with Low 7 Cobalt, which is kind of like this aromatic fruity fragrance. It's like a blue fruity fragrance that I was sent by D Homes. It kind of smells like those two mixed together because you do get a little bit of a watery fruity tone to it. It's not like a fruity fragrance by any means. This is aromatic, this is fresh, a little bit warm and spicy. But overall, I mean, this fragrance is going to be vetiver central, yes, which there is vetiver in the other fragrances that I mentioned. And while this is called L'Eau d'Issey Vetiver, the vetiver doesn't come out as a prevalent top-notch note until like an hour in. In the opening, again, you get the more prominent watery notes. You get these aldehydic notes and a little bit of this pink pepper. I was really confused by it because, I mean, I thought it was just going to be like kind of like Roja Vetiver or there's so many other vetiver fragrances I can't, like Tom Ford's Gray Vetiver. I thought it was going to be like those fragrances where the vetiver was like 95% of the fragrance mixed with this and this, but it's really not. If you like Dior Homme Sport 2021, I can tell you're going to like this. I mean, again, as it starts to dry, it gets a little bit further away from that. It kind of mixes with that Low 7 Cobalt, but yeah. Issey Miyake's L'Eau d'Issey Vetiver is just a watery version of that. Just picture it. It's fresh, it's clean, it has a little bit of a kind of like grown up elegance to the fragrance, just like Dior Homme Sport does. It's clean, it's fresh, spicy, more grown up than anything. Not going to be for the younger crowd. This is going to be more of a transitional season. I would say spring and fall, but you can wear it in the summer. I don't find this to be more of a winter scent, but it is going to be more of a signature scent overall. Definitely a good fragrance to wear if you're like living in like LA or something like that, for sure. Like an all season, just like this one is. But as far as the performance of the fragrance, we're just blowing right through this, aren't we? It's not as good as it's kind of like on par as of Dior Homme Sport 2021. So since we're already comparing it to that, we might as well compare as far as the performances too. The watery nuance to this kind of brings that performance just a slight bit down. So with Dior Homme Sport 2021, you get 6 to 7 hours. The first 2 hours are above average, and then it comes down to more moderate scent for the next 2. Then it's more of a skin scent for the final 2 to 3. With this one, for the first hour, it's above average, maybe moderate to above average, and then it's a little bit lower on the skin as you get further in. And then after about 2.5 hours, it's more of like a 2 to 3 inch off your skin scent. So if you're looking for performance projection, you're not going to get that with Issey Vetiver. While this is a really good, fresh, clean vetiver scent that has a nice ginger, musky, watery overtone. The fragrance doesn't change too much into the dry down, except for, again, you get a little bit of aldehydes and pink pepper in the opening. As you get to the dry down, you get a little bit more of this like watery nuance and some vetiver that are just pulling up. But outside of that, it's literally like Dior Homme Sport. It has a little bit of a fruity and watery tone to it. Very, very nice. Issey Vetiver is one that really shocked me because I just wasn't expecting it. It still has like a nice effervescent woodiness as you get to the dry down, but it's a very well blended fragrance. When you're thinking of a fragrance that's called like Tom Ford's Ombre Leather, you're thinking it's going to be leather with something else, like just way down under. Issey Vetiver, you're thinking it's going to be vetiver with like this little bit under here. But it's really not. It's just a very well blended version of kind of like watery version of Dior Homme Sport 2021. Kind of like just has a spicy, fresh, semi-warm, clean woodiness, has some warmth again to it. Then you have that kind of wateriness and vetiver that pulls into the fragrance. Has a little bit of an earthy nuance from the vetiver, but nothing that's coming out and saying, "Ooh, that's stanky." Overall, the fragrance is fresh, clean, mass appealing. My wife gave it like an 8.5. She really likes the fragrance. So if that doesn't tell you guys anything, my wife is usually pretty good with designer fragrances. So yeah, Issey Vetiver, I give it an A+. I think that it's nothing crazy that's breaking the bank. It's still going to be more average. Like across the board, I would still pick Dior Homme Sport 2021 over it. But if you're looking for an easy, fresh pull that's only like 60, 70 bucks, definitely grab that. I think that it's like an 8. It's a solid 8 across the board. Very fresh, clean, easy wear, anytime, signature scent. So yeah, thank you guys very much. I won't blather on anymore. And again, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with another one. Peace out.